Hi, welcome to the Excellence series. My name is Robert Belle, and today we're looking at hijacked identity, part 2. The question we're answering today, or seeking to answer, is who are you outside of work? What do you do outside of work? In every week, we have 168 hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If we take a typical 40-hour work week, maybe 44-hour work week, we spend maybe about 44 hours a week, this is just an average, on work-related activities. Now I'm going to be generous. We're trying to account for the 168 hours that we use in a week. I'm going to allocate you between 7 hours of sleep a day. I don't know if many of us achieve that, but I'm going to allocate that. Now if we sum that up, just between work and sleep, and maybe some bit of household chores, we end up with still a bit of a surplus of about 60 to 65 hours in the week. And my question for you is, what do you do with those hours? Who are you? Do those hours help to develop your identity more? Well, even if you don't know it, if you're doing it consciously or subconsciously, those remaining hours are a part of your identity. What you do in those remaining hours of the week is part of your identity. The reason why this question is so critical with regards to identity is because the major part of our lives has prepared us for work. We're told, go to school, get good grades, get a good job. And that's what the primary and major focus of our life's preparation has been, for work. And that explains why when we ask who we are, the identification stops at our profession. We don't know who we are beyond that. So do a self-audit today. What do you do with the remaining hours of work? And this is how we end up in the position where we spend those remaining 60 or so hours a week Netflixing till 1 a.m., scrolling through social media, going, just majorly entertainment, and maybe a few hours here and there for hobbies, if you want to call it that. But I want to encourage you to be more intentional with the use of your surplus hours. I don't want to call them surplus hours, but your other hours outside of work. Those hours should be spent in harnessing and in developing your identity more, right? Find out who you are. Who are you really outside of work? And those hours will definitely explain who you are. Spend time. Do more education than entertainment. And education here doesn't mean doing an online course, going to college, getting a degree. It's education of yourself. Find out more about yourself, your emotional health, your mental health. Take time to do self-audits and to spend time with yourself, to know who you are and to develop that person. Many times people say, you need to find yourself. And that's good, right? But it's the same scenario of saying your identity based on your profession. I say you need to find and develop yourself. You need to find and develop yourself. So we found who we are. Now you need to develop yourself. You use your hours very effectively and wisely to develop yourselves. When it comes to our profession, this is the relationship, and this is where profession should sit with your identity. Remember, we said identity is what identifies you, what separates you. There's so many lawyers, so many doctors. It's a profession. There's so many people in that, right? So your profession should lie on the plane of description, not definition. I'll say that again, right? So your profession should describe you, but not define you. So I'm an accountant. That describes an aspect of me. It should help to describe who I am, but not define me. What's the difference? If I allow the label of accountant to define me, I'm limited and I'm put in a box, I'm labeled. Therefore, I'm labeled not creative. I'm labeled not as exciting, because if the profession defines me, then I get stuck. But it should describe me. So when I'm an accountant, it should describe that I'm meticulous, I'm detail-oriented, I look at numbers. That should describe a part of me. That should describe some characteristics about me, but not define me. And that's where most of us are when it comes to identity, right? We need to shift from definition to description. So let your profession describe you. Remember, guys, I'm telling you that I am a champion of creativity, an ambassador of wellness, and a pursuer of excellence. That is my identity. So when I'm an accountant, a speaker, an author, those things describe me. They don't necessarily define me. And that's the challenge for you today. Who are you outside of work? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. That's the question that you need to answer. Take time to figure out, who you really are. And let me know, is your identity been hijacked? Now that if you're getting more clarity on that question or that answer, now start working on it. Take action. Have a bias towards action and working on it. Write down words that help to describe you. Start to figure out who you are, where you get excited, and spend less time in entertainment and spend more time finding out and developing yourself, educating yourself. So here's one action that you can take today to move your relationship of your profession and your identity from definition to description. A lot of people associate creativity with thinking outside of the box. And I'm not going to tell you today to think outside of the box. I want you to look outside of the box. What do I mean? I want your perception to change. I want your perspective to change. I want you to look outside of your profession. I want you to try things outside of your profession, things that are unorthodox or uncharacteristic of someone in your profession. For example, like myself, I'm an accountant, but I'm a speaker. So I tried speaking, and it really revealed that that's something that I can do. That's something that I do pretty well. So I want you to look beyond your profession, look outside of the box, change your perspective, and try new things. If you don't do new and scary things, then you're not growing. And that's how you grow. You got to build out and build up that identity part of you, because you've worked so much in building your identity, your profession. You need to start building the other parts of your identity. Science actually shows us that people who come up with ideas just before they have that aha moment in their brains, that they blink longer and blink more times. They blink longer and blink more times. There's actually a scientific term called brain blink. So just before the aha moment, our brains undergo something like a brain blink, where it shuts off, our vision. It's pretty much the mind and the brain is just moving away from the focus that's right in front of us to connecting the dots. So if you want to grow, you want to expand, you want to get unstuck, you want to have better value, increase your value, then you need to look beyond your profession, look beyond where you are. You need to sort of blink, just take your focus away and try something new. In the midst of trying that new thing, you'll discover just so many new ideas, you'll discover solutions, you'll discover parts of you that you didn't know existed. You'll discover and develop it. So look outside of the box, try new things, go outdoors. One thing I love to do is travel, but because of this pandemic, it's been restricted a bit. But I still travel even domestically, just within the country, just taking a drive somewhere where I've never been, meeting new people, learning about new culture. You can use technology and learn about, someone from another part of the world. Try new activities, all right? Just try them. You don't have to master them. You don't have to perfect them. Try a new language, try playing an instrument. Just try a new adventure. Try something outside of your comfort, especially something that's uncharacteristic of your profession. Try speaking. I did that. I'm an accountant, and I tried speaking. Some people said, hey, can you speak about this? And I did. And of course, I was stage fright. I would shake. But as I developed it, I realized, wow, I'm actually, pretty good at this. So try something new and your identity will come out. All right, just like what I said in part 1, creativity is an identity extractor. It really helps to bring out our identity because we connect with parts of us that have been buried, that have been hidden. So that's it for today, part 2 of Identity Hijack. Thank you for joining me. Please like and comment on the video. And don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified when more videos are released. And I'll be giving you more content around this topic. All right, talk to you later.